Let us look at this question and see what we can do about that. So you have on 1st January 2023, Ajman Construction began building a manufacturing plant. The following data is available for the year. Specific loan 2 million at 12% per annum taken on 1st January 2023 specifically for this plant. 300,000 was temporarily invested for 6 months at 4% before being used. General borrowing 5 million at 10%, 3 million at 7%, both outstanding all year. Expenditure on plan from general fund after specific loan used up. So 1st January, 1st March, 1.2 million, and then 1st July, 800,000. All right, so this is the expenditure. They also what expended from what from the general pool. Okay, so how do we go about it? All right, so you will have it here. The company name is what? Ajman. Okay, so you have Ajman. So you have what? Project. Let me look at this. 1st January began. So commencement. Project commencement was what? 1st January 2023. And then they took what? Loan. There we have what? Specific loan. The specific loan is how much? 2 million. The specific loan was what? Was on 1st January 2023. And then it was how much? 2 million at the rate is how much? 12%. And then part of the loan was what was invested. How much was what was invested? It said that 300,000 at how much rate given? 4%. For how long? 6 months. All right. After they expended the specific, so they also went for general loan. So the general loan, what happened? So you will have what? General loan. So with that one, they have what? 5 million, 10%, 3 million, 7%. So they have what? 5 million, 10%, and then 3 million, 7%. 7%. Okay. And they said that the expenditure on the plan from general fund after specific loan was what? 1st March. 1st March 2023, 1.2. 1.2 million. And then 1st July 2023, 800,000. So this is the question that they want you to solve to find the borrowing cost of this question. All right, so let us start here. Start with what? With specific. So solution with specific, you have what's the borrowing cost? So the borrowing cost, you have what? Loan of 3 million. The loan is 2 million. Okay, so you let me hang 3 zeros. Okay, so 3 million, and then the rate is 12%. So what do we have? That gives you a 240, right? Okay, they invested. So investment. So how much did they invested? How much? They invested 300,000. Okay, so that gives us what? Investment. So interest on investment. So they invested 300,000. You have a 3 here, 300 here, and then the interest rate. Okay, so let me put it this way. So investment, how much did they invested 300, and then the interest rate of the investment was how much? The investment interest was 4%. So we charge 4% on this. What do we have? So that gives me 12 as what? As the investment returns. And this 12, I have to also what? Charge. So this 12, I have to also charge investment period. The period is what? Is 6 months. So that gives you what? 6 over 12. All right. So you have what? 6 over 12 multiplied by this. How much do you have? Times over 12. All right. So that gives me 6. Okay. So that is it for the story. So here with the specific, you realize that we have what? The borrowing cost of 240. As you can see it there, 240. then you less what? Investment interest of 6. So that gives you what? 2, that gives you 2, 3, 4 for the specific. So this is what the specific what will end up. So I'll look at general. So when we come to general, the general is how much? Let's look at it. The general is how much? 5 million and 3 million. 10 and 7. So here you find your what? Your first find the weight. So the weight you have what? 5 million. So you have what? You have your loan rate. You have your what? Your interest. Okay. So this one, the loans, first one, the second one is how much? So 10, 7, 10%, 7%. Okay, so this gives you what? 500. The second one will give you 200 and what? 10. So add it. What do you have? That gives you 7, 10. So you add this one. So this gives you what? 8,000. So when you weight it, how do you weight? The weight will what? Will be the what? The interest, which is 710 over what? Over the total loan, which is 8 million or 800. So what do you have? So this gives you times 100%. So this gives you 8.8%. Okay. So this is the what? This is the general. You've found the weight. Now, after you find the weight, then you go into the question, then you look at how much was spent so far. So when you go into it, 2, you have what? Expenditure in the name of what? Of the name of the. So first expenditure, first March. Look at it here. You will see it here. The expenditure they made so far. The expenditure they made. So March 2023, 1.2. So expenditure, first March, 1,200. And then, and how much was also expended? First July 2023, 800,000. How much is 800? And you add it over, do you have? 2,000. Now, before you can watch, you can capitalize on this one. What you have to do is that look at from 1st January. When was the beginning of what? So let's do this one. When was the project? The project began on 1st January 2023, right? Now that is when the project began, or the beginning of what? Or the project was 1st January 2023, and you are accounting as at when? As at 2023 December. Your accounting year was what? 31st December 2023. So how do you do your capitalization? So you look at it. When did the project begin? And when did you spend in the general pool? When did you spend the money? So at all time, when you are doing the general borrowing cost, look at when the money was expended. That is what you use to apportion the what? The interest rate. So when you look at this one, the loan was what expended on 1st March 2023. So between 1st March to 31st December, how many months? 1st March to 31st December, how many months? Because the accounting year ends on 31st December. So that gives you 10 months. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 10 months. So you will pick it here. So you times 10 over 12 multiplied by the weighted interest, which is what? 8.8%. The same, you do the same here. Here they spended the money on what? On June or July. So July, August, September, October, November, December, which is 6 months. So you multiply that 6 over 12 times what? Times 8.8%. All right, so here will be how much? The interest reward will be 88, 32.35.2. All right, so this becomes your interest, or if you like, you can find you can apportion the month. So which is what? 1,200 times what? The month over what? Over 12. What do you have? you have here to what, to be 1,000. So the second one is what, 800 multiplied by 6/12. How much is it? So 6/12 times 800. That gives you what, 400. When you add, gives you 1,400. So the 1,400, 1,400. When you are done, then what? You multiply the rate, which is what, 8.8%. What do you have? So that gives you what, 123.2. Okay, same outcome. All right, so that is it about that. Okay, all right. When you are done, how do you do the capitalization? So you pick the what, the general borrowing cost, and then specific borrowing cost. So general is what, 123.2, and the specific is how much? 234. 234. You add it. So that gives you 357.2. So this is what we are to capitalized on the total project cost. So that is it about this very question. That is it about this very question.